I go, boom, 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 boom. What am I getting? I'm replicating the 4,000 strokes we need. Because if we're going to get fit in 4,000 strokes, do you think you're going to get fit when you go to training and do it twice a week? And some of you guys, let's face it, you do it once a week and then go out in the lake. Oh, because I'm going to do my open water swim, because that's going to make me really know where the boys are. When I'm swimming in a pack of 80, I'm usually last, so I couldn't see the buoy if I ran into it, because there's people in front of me. So what are we going to look for? We're actually looking for the person in front of us legs. And if we can't grab them, we try to swim behind them. But no, we'll go get in the lake because that's good, because we really, the lake is good, people. Why isn't all the best swimmers swimming in the lake 4 times a week? I don't know any that does. Because it doesn't improve you. You think it improves you. It doesn't improve. Oh yeah, but I swim with others. No, 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 no. You swim with 10. That's not swimming with others. You've got to dive in on race day anxiously with 2,000. There's a hell of a difference. But again, I digress. I'm just looking at the practicality because we're only up to number 2. Swim where you enjoy it. Swim where it's warm. That's why we're here. Other place, every second day, people got a wetsuit because the weather blows it. Here, we've got Dirk on them. 27, 27, 27. Because then we enjoy it. So number 2 is you've got to enjoy it. Number 3, you've got to train properly. Okay? And what's training properly? Well, I'll tell you. Let me go through your little master's program. You turn up and then they do the warm-up for 10 minutes. And then we do some drills to feel the water. Look at that drill. Okay, we do all them shit for another 15 minutes. And then they might even throw you a kickboard and say, no, we're going to do a little bit of kick. And we can't kick, nobody moves, nobody goes anywhere for 10 minutes. And then we go, right, main set. We're going to go 8 100s freestyle. How does 8 100s freestyle correlate to 4,000 strokes taking an hour and a half? I'd just like to know. Somebody tell me. And we'll do it twice a week. So, okay, do we swim for an hour? Because what do we do after we finish that? We do an easy recovery, or we'll do some 25 sprints at the end of the session, or we do this new drill that we're all learning to do to warm down, because we're learning to feel the water. And then we get out, we say, wow, wasn't that great? How far have you swam for? Have you swam for an hour? Or have you dicked around and swam for 20 minutes? Now, it's my conjecture, you swam for 20 minutes. So how does that correlate to an hour and a half? Yet, and if you're a sports science here, you can put your arm up later when the others can see and I'm not here because you feel embarrassed. Okay, if I ask the sports scientist, how much work do you have to do minimum to get an aerobic effect, okay, for conditioning, for cardio, how long is it going to take? I will have the aerobics teacher over there yell out, 40 minutes of work. Oh, 40 minutes. No! 40 minutes of work. Do you understand what I mean? So the rest bits don't count. And every sports scientist will say, they'll all nod their head and say, yes, that's correct, that's correct. Okay, so where do we get our aerobicness in our swim squad when we're going to swim 4,000, an hour 15 average, or an hour 10 for the better ones, and the decent ones hour, and then the pros go 50 to 55. Where do we get our aerobic swim program from? You just don't do it. There is no such thing. You do not do 40 minutes of work at any swim you do. So what are you doing? Are you training your swim to get ready to ride for 6 hours, or are you training the swim that when you get out of the water you're so delirious because you're so tired you can't even find where your bike is? Which one's my bike? What's that one? No, that's not my bike. Where's number one mine? And before you say, oh yes, you know, that you're making fun of it, I do with the pros. You know what? I have some of my pros hang a balloon off the back of their bike so they know where it is, because the pros do it all the time. So I laugh, I sit there, if you want to see something funny, go watch the age groupers trying to find their bikes after they've swum for 2 hours. Okay, they can't even find their tits. They're that dead. Okay, and then they're going to start the race. Now, what I'm saying to you is, so the training is more important. And we're going to do something tomorrow. Well, guess what? I don't know how many. We're going to say lane. This lane's doing 25 because most of everybody's pretty good. So we forget the 25 lane. We'll have 25 lane. We'll have 50 lane, 100 lane, and we're just going to swim. What are you going to do? We're going to dive in and go. And we're going to do 10 seconds rest. And then when we get tired, we get 3 times. When our arms get tired after 3, you can feel it. Oh God, it's starting to burn. Do 3, and then have a rest. And then go again. You might do 8 100s. You might do 8 50s. Stop, have a rest. Then go again. Stop, have a rest. And then when Dirk yells out, "Hour!" then stop. And then if you want to count, count. But you'll get more work done tomorrow than you've ever done in a swim session. And now we've seen on the boards, I go into these boards at these masters programs, and I honestly think I've gone to a logarithm lesson. Because they got, we're going to do 4 25s to do this, and we're going to do the first half 25 like this, then we're going to roll on our back and do this, and then we're going to get the hands out, we're going to do chicky wings, and then the next set's going to be 5 100s, and we're going to do half of them this way, half of them medley, and you can't even swim freestyle. Now, I'm not trying to make fun of it. I'm trying to help you be better, because I'm saying all that stuff is a complete waste of time. And you don't have time to waste. If you've got to go to the pool, you're only going to swim. You're not a swimmer. See, the swimmers, they say, oh, I look at it down there and I go, my God, it looks like physics. So when I walk up and they say, what are you doing? I'm going, oh, we're doing 150s. I go, what? You're a dumb swim cat. Look, you only took one line. You've got to take the whole bag. Or right up 12 400s. Where's the warm-up? Well, I say, well, if you drive to the pool, you've got a car, turn the heater right up. So you're warm by the time you get there. Okay? Because we can all start off slow and build. We just did something yesterday, I got it written somewhere. I sent to the guys that I'm training, 15 300s. How do we do it? Well, we start off slow, and if you feel good, you get faster, and smash out the last 5 as hard as you can go. Again, the engineers are not going to be happy with that. What's the time rest? What time do I do? What zone do I swim it in? But see, what I can tell you is, that's what the best swimmers in the world do. They don't do any of that shit. That's only triathlon. And now masters programs. The best swimmers don't do that. Okay? They don't do it. If they feel like going out, they go out. If it's a rest day, they go easy. Nobody's sitting there taking heart rates in the pool. I'm telling you, you're being calm. Okay? You're being calm. So what we try to do is, number 3 is, we actually go to work. We go to swim, we swim. I'm going to swim 3 times or 4 times a week. One of them can be easy, and I'm going to do it, because I'm going to do what I'm doing. I want to get out of the water with millimoles that are low. Not get out where the lactic is so high over my ears, because it's gone, I can't ride the bike. And that's the biggest problem. So they're the 3 important things. So of course, when I wrote about those, that wasn't good enough to be given to the triathlon public. They want to know real things. They are the real thing. Okay? So number 2, we go back to my study, because now we want to talk about technique, and I said it's going to take about 10 minutes. My big guy again, I used to bring him because of course he was a legend in Australia. He went to this, he that, everybody knew, and he's 6'8", so he's a really big guy. So I'd bring him to some of the swim lectures. There'd be 300 people, because I used to be the national swim coach coordinator of Australian swimming. So I'd have him there, and I'd say, okay, when you started with us, what we used to do? And he used to say, he used to make us walk around the pool for 15 minutes, all yelling out. Place, press, push, makes my swimming go whoosh. You know, you can imagine when you got the little kids there. Place, press, push, because they all had flippers on. place, press, push, makes my swimming. And I say, what? And I go, louder! Place, press, push, make my swimming go. And the parents would love it, and they go, oh, that is so funny. And the kids would go round and round and round the pool. Well, I couldn't get them in because I got the other kids doing learn to swim, and they had nothing. So I'd get them, that's how they warmed up. But what was I warming up? I was warming up their motor skills in their head. Place, press, push makes my swimming go whoosh. And they would walk around that pool for 10 minutes screaming it out like little soldiers. So of course it self-hypnotized them. So when they got in the water, they were doing place, press, push makes my swimming go whoosh. So everybody thought that was hilarious. So he got a great big laugh out of it. You know, everybody go, ah, unbelievable, Carl. I said, Carl, when did you win your first state title? He said, I won my first state title at 14. I said, 14? How long did it take? He said, well, I was very, 14. I'm not very talented. Okay? So at 14, I said, okay, when you went down to that thing, what did I tell you in the change area because you've got to go down to marshalling? I said, before you went down to marshalling area, what did I tell you? And he said, don't forget the most important thing about your swimming is place, press, push makes my swimming go whoosh. So all of a sudden, still got a laugh, not so big. So I said, Carl, when did you win your first Australian medal? He said, I won my first Australian age group medal when I was 17. I said, okay. I said, would you tell these people what the instructions were? So then everybody's going, oh, now he's getting serious. So what was the sneaky shit he was telling me? And he goes, fuck. And he said, I went 147.5, and everybody went, oh, because that's still good even though he's alpha. Okay? I said, but what did he tell you to do? He said, don't forget, you're not too old to remember, place, press, push, makes your swimming go whoosh. And then there was dead silence. Because, see, they were waiting for the complicated... Yes, but no, what was his tactics? He said, that's what he told me. He didn't tell me any tactics. Okay? So then I said, okay, Carl, tell him what I told you before the Olympic trials. He said, I don't know if I can tell him that because it's all about swearing. Because, see, I want to make him feel like he's an adult. So I said, look, you big bastard, don't forget what's the most important thing in swimming. So he's going to the biggest race of his life. And he said, place, press, push is going to make my swimming go whoosh. And I said, remember, a third 50, because it's 200, that's when you've got to be saying it in the water, because that's when you're going to shorten up. And they said, yes, but what other strategy? I said, didn't you just hear the strategy I told him? On the third lap, make sure he holds his stroke together. Because everybody starts to panic. Everybody's trying to go to the Olympics. Everybody's over-trying. So they start to spin their wheels, looking for something that's not there. They're looking for the extra. They're looking for, I'm fifth. I'm not going to go to the Olympics. I'll do this. Ah! And they're dead. As soon as they do that. Or as soon as they change their breathing pattern, which I said to some of you people. So we breathe this way when we feel good. When we don't feel good, we go on, breathe over here, here, this side, another one over here. Jesus, I wish my ears could breathe because I just got to get oxygen. Your stroke falls to pieces. Tough in swimming and in any sport. Because I know, I've been in the sport where they punch you in the face for fun. It's not how tough is when you get hit. No. I stand there when you punch me. That's not tough. What tough is technique under fatigue. That's tough. When things are going wrong, when things are falling off, holding your technique under pressure is an amazingly hard thing to do. So that's what I believe to be. Technique under fatigue. So you give people, or I give you people hopefully, the tools to be able to hold it together. So if you've got one breathing pattern and you stick to it, and then when things start to hurt, doesn't matter what else happens, I'm going to stick to my breathing pattern, you will hold your stroke better together. If you're not thinking about, have I got my elbow up? Am I doing my body roll? Am I getting my head in the right position? Am I kicking hard enough? If you're thinking place, press, push instead of all that shit, you will hold yourself together. That's more important. Okay? hold whatever stroke you've got together and replicate it, means you'll get your 4,000 strokes if you've trained properly, if you've enjoyed your swimming, and if you've got to the pool enough. Okay, now I know I haven't talked about technique yet. Because see, once again, I try to do two different models, one for the girls, one for the guys. Why for the guys? Because the guys are much stronger than girls. Now, we asked, one of the coaches asked, so I want to put this in perspective. I usually put it on the board because it makes for a better reading. Because we say, oh, guys are twice as strong as girls. Wrong. Okay? If I go to whatever the thing, I've got some hospital in America that puts out all the charts, so whatever the hospital is, my brain can't cope with that. But anyway, what it says is testosterone levels between men and women. So if we look at the men, and you look at someone like me, like I only started training as shaven when I was about 26. So I'm more on the feminine side, okay? So basically, I don't have a lot of hormones. So I'm at the bottom level of the tree. Well, a male bottom level of the tree is around 275 to 295. That's their bottom of the tree, 295. We write that down because it'd be stuck in your brain. And at the other end, you know the guys that shave 3 times a day because the hair just keeps on coming, okay? They can be up around 1,200. Now the ladies, okay, that are supposed to, well, she's only half as strong as a bloke. The ladies is 90, 75 to 90 is the low end. And their high end is 275. And maybe the Daniela Riffs of this world is up there around 275, 300, the Chrissies of this world, okay, that have such dynamic strength. Usually they've got hormonal imbalances as well, ladies, so if you're not like that, don't let it worry you, it's a good thing, because they all going crazy every third day, drives me nuts, so I can put it down to it. But they've got that hormonal problem. That's why the drugs make such a difference for the girls compared to the guys, because the girls have 20 times less testosterone. So when a girl goes, I've got to do 36 strokes and get my arm out here, you don't have the strength to get over your arm and not drop your elbow. You don't have the strength to do that. Yes, but I've seen some really good swimmers. Yes, they've trained 8 years twice a day. So are you going to spend 8 years twice a day to try to get it at 40? You can't. So that's why that just leaves the building. So what I'm saying is, a guy can put his hand in, so we go for the guys easy, because there's only one girl I need to talk about, because you're already doing it now. You're already doing it now, so you've got it perfect. But the guys, we put the hand in. Now, we put the hand in, guys, and then we just roll it out, okay? And then as we just let it glide out, we turn to the side. So, okay? Now the females, I want you to stay flat and drop the arm in there. Not out here. Here, where we got control. It's already there. I've already got it in that position. Because I'm not doing that. And I'm not over body rolling. So how do those kids, we'll go back to how do I teach you to do that, guys? It's very simple. Thumb is king. Again, this is what I tell the 6-year-olds. Everybody show me your thumb. And I run around and get my assistant coaches to draw a little face on it. And then I draw a smiley face on their thigh. And I do it till they're 10. And they still love it every day. Yeah, you forgot my face. I didn't get a face. Okay? And we say, I know, we're ready. Where's the hand position? Put your thumb at your shoulder. And they go, like that? Yeah. No, first, take it out of your nose. Because they're not listening. So first, take your thumb out of your nose. Put it in your shoulder. Right, fingers to the bottom of the pool. I know. Thumb, push it back and kiss the thigh. Is that how you want it? Like that? Within 3 weeks, they're going up and down, looking like little champion swimmers. What do you think they're thinking about? Do you think they're thinking about Bernoulli's principle? Do you think they're thinking about 36 strokes a lap? Do you think they're thinking about what angle am I putting my hands in the water? Do you think they're thinking about what's my elbow position? No. So it just flows. Okay? So we use the thumb as the forefoot. We all know where our thumb is. Do we need to have our hands like this because we've got to cup the water? No. You want them out like that. That's okay. That's even better. Hang on, wait there. All the water will go through the hand. Guess what? You don't hold the water. The surface area, as you put your hand in and move around the water, you hear about all that S. You can see why I don't tell you about the S, because my best swimmer ever got smashed because of the S. So I don't want to teach the S. Same as any coach that's a tri-sado coach that uses the word pull, I will sack. Because the linguistics, that's when you pull the chair. What have I done? I didn't pull the chair, I dropped the elbow if I'm talking about swimming. So if I say open the door, do we go and open the door like that? Yes. Do we go over and open the door like this? So pull is the worst word in swimming. And then the next thing is you'll read your books and say the catch. What's the catch? How does anybody know? You tell a little kid to catch and they're looking for the ball. Who's throwing it? Where is it? You know, oh, this is the catch. They got no idea about that's the catch. Because linguistically it's bullshit. So if I say put your thumb in the water first and then take your fingers down and press to the bottom of the pool, yeah, but I'm going to pull it back! Like everybody here does. I'm going to pull! That's why you can't swim. Because your arm's not in the right area. So all you guys got all the power that are going to the gym to get strong, and then you get in the water and you use 10% of the strength you've already got without the gym. Because you don't pull in the right area. So we drive the arm in and what are we doing? We're pulling it straight back and slipping straight through the water. Well, what we want to do is put it in and then press. Do we understand what a press is? Keep the elbow up high and press. Well, you know, everybody understands the press. Is your fingers at the bottom of the pool. If your fingers, so if I'm laying on the ground there, if I'm square with the water and my fingers are at the bottom of the pool, have I dropped my elbow? I can't drop my elbow no matter how I try to do it. I can't drop it. If I do that, I can't drop my elbow. Okay, get down. Now I can't get down because my fingers aren't pointing at the bottom of the pool. No, get down. No. So straight away, that's why the kids never drop their elbow. Because they never do. How can they? Because they're putting their hands in at their shoulder. They're putting their hands over here. We can tell people, oh, put your hands in at your nose. Well, what shit is that? So you put your hands in here and you think it just stops, you go over here. So then your hand's over here and I'm swimming this way. How do I get that back without dropping my elbow? It's impossible. The coaches are teaching you to drop your elbow. Put it in at your nose, okay? And then we're off balance. And then, body roll! So then everybody goes, "Ugh!" And their hands are over it. This is the position. So how do you feel in the water? I don't know where I am. You don't want, because you're being told that. 90% of all age groupers are doing too much body roll. Far too much. Do you think when it's like when I was going to tell the girls this, wait a minute, when I say to them keep their arms, so they say, heck, now if I keep my arms flat it'll be terrible. I said, do you think you turn your head without your shoulders moving? So when the girls are, okay, breathe, without moving your shoulders. I can't get the air. So what